Good morning, all. I have a question. I heard a podcast this morning, and this guy that was talking is a pretty good expert on communication, and he said something that really struck a chord, but also made me think about where we come from and how we conducted ourselves. Here's what he made me think about. When we were younger and we asked a lot of questions, particularly why, we were often dismissed because it was sort of a you're too young to know that, or you being forward, as the South African culture would say. Oh, you're just being forward. But what about if we approach things in a different way now? Because remember, the world is changing and our mindsets have to change. Our knowledge has to change. We have to renew our mind, as the Bible says. So what about if we, instead of us looking at asking questions, as my previous video was about yesterday, what about if we ask questions out of purely wanting to understand? So not about gossiping, not about carrying stories or to bring someone down, but what if we honestly ask questions in order to understand what the person needs and be able to support them with what they need, whether it be comforting of a hug and encouraging thoughts. In a service providing industry like we do as housekeeping and cleaners, we ask questions because we want to understand what the client needs. What about if we ask questions with the right motive, with the right mindset, and not just about fulfilling our own need, but by understanding or wanting to understand how to do better by someone else? Those days of saying, oh, you're not allowed to ask, or that's none of your business, the favorite line we used to get, that was totally wrong. And as children, when we asked the question, when we asked why, it was told we're not supposed to ask. Children are seen and not heard. But in actual fact, it crushed the character of who we were, and prevented us from knowing, getting the knowledge, and becoming wiser on the subject. And because things were not explained to us, we had a lack of understanding, and therefore we could not think correctly, we didn't believe correctly, and because of that, we couldn't do. So how about not being afraid to ask questions anymore? How about asking questions, asking the right questions, and know that you have every right to do so? So whether it be in your personal or professional life, ask questions to understand. Ask questions not to get money back, but to understand what the client needs in the service industry. When it comes to family and personal life, ask questions to understand because you want to do right by them, you want to treat them better, you want them to be stronger, and you want to learn the lesson of how to grow better yourself in character. Have a good one.